What is up, woke family? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. So the topic that I'll be discussing this live stream today is in regards to the white female divorce attorney, right? The white female divorce attorney, aka lawyer, that basically goes viral for saying these things. What we're basically going to do in this video is we're going to break down the things that she's about to say, and then from there, for what I'm saying, we're going to hear her opinion on what she has to say. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna get into it. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the woke family. One love. Love all you guys. We're gonna get into this, man. All right, 1 second, guys. Just make sure everything's good. All right, for sure.
And with my case list, there's now 60 cases on my case list. And there are some common professions that I see women. The most common one that I see is teacher. The second most common is nurse. But those cases are not cases where the female is really difficult or litigious or anything like that. They're just kind of run-of-the-mill cases. The most common profession that I see in the female parties in my divorces, and this is over 13 years of cases. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Is stay-at-home mom. Hate me. I know y'all are gonna hate me, but let me explain why. Number one, when you're divorcing a stay-at-home mom, they are paralyzed with fear. And rightfully so, because their whole life is going to change. They are going to have to go back to the workforce. They're going to have to possibly move. Their finances are about to be very different. There's lots of things that they don't know financially about what's going on. And so they tend to stick their head in the sand and stall. And so the cases become very contested and very expensive. The second reason that I see that stay-at-home moms end up being the most common profession in a divorce is that I think there's a tendency, and this is completely my opinion, just based on my observations, they tend to focus so much on the children, and the husband focuses so much on career that they first of all, they don't feel appreciated by one another. But the husband starts feeling like an ATM, and the wife becomes completely focused on the children, and they tend to grow apart. So I think that's why it's the most common. That's not hate, just an observation. It's probably my last TikTok. So see ya.
All right, so let's break that down, right? So based off of that video, she mainly talked about stay-at-home moms, right? Nurses are also included in this. Teachers are also included in this. Why is that? So we're going to break down every single situation one by one. We're going to start off with stay-at-home moms, then we'll transition to nurses, and then we'll transition to teachers, right? Based off of the things that she said, right? So you have to realize that there's definitely some truth to what she said, but there's also some false, right? There's also some things that are not true that she said. So if we're to go through the types of women that are stay-at-home moms, right? The one thing you have to understand that at the end of the day is that if you're a stay-at-home mom, your goal is to try to be the best wife you can be for your husband, especially if you have a husband that is going out there into the streets, is making money. And I'm not even talking about being a drug dealer, but I'm saying in general, who's going out into the world to be able to make money, to be able to sustain you, right? Your lifestyle, his lifestyle, and the children's lifestyle, right? You have to try as much as possible to be feminine to him. Be submissive, cook for him, clean for him, be his peace. I'm going to tell you one of the main reasons why a lot of men cheat on women, right? Well, not a lot of men, but why high value men specifically cheat on women. The reason why high value men cheat on women is because a high value man will go to work, will come back, make the money, and then he'll have to come back to hearing his wife nag and complain every single day. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Women, if you're listening to this, listen carefully. No man wants to come back to hear you complain every single day, nag every single day. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to be honest. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's what we do on this woke channel. You feel what I'm saying? We're a family. We're going to keep it a buck. You as the woman, you as a stay-at-home mom, I'm not saying that you don't have any issues that you're going through or you don't have any issues that you're facing. But if you're to really be honest with yourself, especially if you're in a relationship with a man that's making a lot of money, let's just say for example, over $100,000 a year, You sincerely don't have any serious reasons to complain. Let me repeat that again. You do not have any serious reasons to complain unless you're being abused, unless you're being physically abused, mentally abused, right? You do not have any serious reasons to complain. There are millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of women that pray to be in your situation and you're complaining. Women that are praying to get married, women that are praying to have children that can't have children, they're barren, and you're complaining, right? Now, like I said, I'm not trying to make it seem like you're not going through some type of issue, but the thing is that people do not know how to be able to get past their issues. They try to make it seem like they're the only person that are going through issues. Everybody in this world has an issue that they're facing. Whether you be a man, whether you be a woman, whether you be a boy, whether you be a girl, even animals too. You feel what I'm saying? But let's not bring animals into the situation. The point remains that everybody has something that they're going through. So when you choose to make it all about yourself, when you choose to make it all about you, that is where the problem is, right? There are people that are begging to be in your situation. Now, I'm also going to keep it a buck with you. You feel what I'm saying? If you are a wise woman who is also feminine, is in your feminine and submissive, right? And you're obviously cooking and cleaning for your husband and taking care of the family and the children, what you should try to do, especially for the future, because a lot of women complain about this. I hear this, and I'm trying to answer the question right now for the women, because a lot of women will ask me, for example, what do I do if I decide to become a housewife to a man and God forbid he passes away the next day? What you should be trying to ask him to do is to try to set you up with a business, right? A lot of women, especially in the black community, they like to deal with eyelashes, hair, nails. Cool. If that's what you want to do, cool. If you're a cook, if you like to cook food, right? If you like to do nails, if you like to give massages, whatever you like to do, you got to find a business, an area where you know you can provide value in the marketplace and ask your husband to set you up. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. If you are the right type of woman for your man, there is nothing that your man will not do for you. But you have to do the things that God has called you to do first. You have to fit that traditional feminine gender role, just the same way that we as men fit that traditional masculine gender role. If you think about it, over the centuries, I'm not saying that men have not changed, but men haven't changed by that much. Women have changed a lot more, especially with the feminist movement, right? Seeking equality. They want to be equal to men. They want to make as much money as men. But the thing is that women, the place where women get it confused is that they think that how much money they make every single month or every single year or every single week does not matter. They think that their money is equivalent to a man's money. They think that their money makes them equivalent to a man. Women, you have to understand that men and women are not equal. Let me repeat that again. Men and women are not equal. No matter how much money you make, you will never be equal to a man. Some might call me misogynist, so I'm not right for saying that. I'm just being honest. I'm going to tell you the truth. There is a reason why God created men to be physically stronger, taller, make more money, for a reason, to be able to take care of the weaker gender, which is women. Now, am I saying that there aren't areas in which women can be greater than men? No. But you have to understand that just because you might be greater in a certain area compared to a man doesn't mean that excuse my language. It doesn't mean that you're his equal. You feel what I'm saying? It does not mean you're his equal. You might be greater, but you're not his equal. Because let's be real. Y'all women do not go for men that are equal to you. If you, like I said before, and I used this in my analogy in my last live stream, my last video, you feel what I'm saying? If you're a woman that's making $50K a year, let's say you're a woman that's making $50,000 a year as a nurse, probably not as a nurse, you're probably making way much more than that, 75, 1,000, but as a receptionist, right? Or an office manager. You're not going to deal with a man that is making under 50K or equal to 50K. You want a man that's making at least 100K, 75K and above. You know what I'm saying? If you're making like 75, 100,000 and you're good by at least by yourself, then from there, she's going to want you to come into the picture and spend your money. Therefore, even though she makes her money, she doesn't think that her money is valid in this situation because she wants you to spend your money. Your money is the one that matters. Even though she'll try to make it seem like, oh yeah, I make my own money. But you won't spend it though. That's just the primary difference between men and women, right? Y'all got to understand that at the end of the day, when it comes to women, right, the reality of the situation remains that they value, or not even what they value, but the reality is that when it comes to, when it comes to money, women live in scarcity. When it comes to dealing with men and relationships, they live in abundance because why, in their opinion, why would I need to settle down with you when there are thousands of other guys in my DMs hitting me up every single day, right? So it leads to this sense of entitlement. It leads to this sense of feeling bigger than you actually are. But men, we're different, right? We're like the complete opposite. Now, am I putting myself in this situation and men that think like myself? No. But the reality of the situation is that when it comes to making money, men live in abundance majority of the time because they realize that, you know what? If I spend this money today, I can always go back to work tomorrow and make more money, or I can invest in my business and make more money. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to dealing with women, men generally tend to live in scarcity. And you have to understand that a woman can sense when you're living in scarcity. When you live in scarcity, when it comes to the amount of women you deal with, she can pick up on that energy. And when she picks up on that energy, she's going to use and abuse you. Now, am I trying to make it seem like you should basically cap and try to make it seem like you're dealing with multiple women to women? No, but you have to understand your energy is going to tell it all. You got to start living in abundance more. And I'm going to tell you the truth, especially as a man, what one woman is not willing to do for you, another woman will. Let me repeat that again. What one woman is not willing to do for you, another woman will. That's exactly how women think about men, right? What can you do for me? The average woman is coming into your life and is looking at you like, yo, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to provide for me? She's not coming into your life thinking, how can I make this man a greater version of himself? So when he's a greater version of himself, we'll be great together. He'll take me on trips. We'll travel the world together. I'll delete my Instagram so I'm not advertising myself to other men in the world. Women don't think like that, bro. And that's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for every single time, what are you going to do for them? Now, like I said on this channel, we can never speak for every single woman. But what we can speak for is the majority, right? Now let's get to the second case, right? So the first case obviously was stay-at-home moms. Second case is our nurses, right? You have to understand that nurses come into the category of typical high earners when it comes to women making money, right? So the typical nurse makes anywhere between, let me just say on the lower scale, between 60, like let's just say 60, 75K to probably like 100, 120,000, right? So nurses make a decent amount of money, right? So let's just say, for example, you're a woman and you're a nurse and you're living by yourself. You're an independent boss babe in your opinion, strong and independent woman, right? If you're making 60K and your expenses are no more than probably like, let's just say anywhere between 500 to 1,000, 1,500 a month, you're going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? But even 1,000, 1,500 a month, depending on where you live, could be too high or too low. You know what I'm saying? It really does depend on where you live and what you spend your money on. But if your expenses are low, you can survive off of 60K. If your expenses are low, you can survive off of 75K. If your expenses are low, you can for sure survive off of 100K. And if your expenses are low, you can survive off 120K. Understand that these are the types of women that try to characterize themselves as strong, independent boss babes, nurses, right? Nurses and doctors, right? You can put doctors in that same category too. When it comes to high earning women, you have to understand that those women are going to be bad for you to date, bad for you to get into relationships with, and bad for marriage, because you have to understand that as a woman starts to make more in her life, her ego starts to increase, right? She starts to believe that she's better than you because she's making more money than you. And the thing you have to understand is that you as a man, if you're not dealing with the woman that is humble, if you're not dealing with the woman that's going to be able to provide any sort of value to you, then you should not deal with her. You have to understand that if you're dealing with the woman and she has a lot of ego and a lot of pride, no offense, but she's probably going to end up single, lonely, and frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And some might say, oh yeah, you're messed up for saying that. It's the truth. Your ego destroys relationships. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you on this channel. We speak the truth on this channel. If you're not willing to humble yourself before the people you're dealing with, understanding that if you lose them, there is a very high chance you will never get them back, then you won't be on your high horse. And I'm going to be real, for those women, especially that are very, very egotistical, for those women that are very, very prideful, understand that is what makes people to leave you. Men especially, that is what breaks up relationships. Y'all will end up single and lonely, frustrated, wondering, why can't I get a man to stay, right? Women, you have to understand this. A lot of you women in the world are very beautiful women, but you use that as an excuse to be behaving poorly, to make bad decisions, to be very arrogant, cocky, egotistical. Just the same way that a lot of you women try to make it seem like you don't want a man that's cocky, right? You don't want a man that's arrogant. You don't want a man that's egotistical. Men don't want that out of women too, and that's just the truth. So if you're a woman and you're coming with that type of energy, or even if you try to fake it for like a month, 2 months, 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. Men are going to pick up on that energy. And if you're dealing with a man that respects himself, he's going to leave you. He might tell you respectfully once, but especially if it's like an on again, off again type thing, he's going to just leave you. And you can't blame him for leaving you because you caused it. You wanted to be egotistic. You wanted to be prideful instead of humbling yourself. All right? Majority of women in this situation want men to always be humble. Men are so ego. Nah, bro. And I'm not saying that men aren't, but we want to distinguish between the different types of men. There are feminine men and then there are masculine men. Masculine men understand that at the end of the day, there's no point in holding on to ego because that's more of a feminine characteristic than it is masculine. And then masculine men move accordingly. Now, with that being said, let's not get off topic. The point here is that it destroys relationships, your ego, your pride. If you do not learn how to humble yourself before the person you're dealing with, especially the man, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to maintain relationships. Understand this one point. Everything starts off with God, then from God to man, like myself, then from man to woman. God doesn't go directly from himself to a woman. So you might have a lot of women that are talking about, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, I've been healed by God, he saved me from my past, I've been saved. Don't believe that, bro. Don't believe that. Now, am I trying to say that there aren't women that aren't saved? There are, but it's very, very rare. But I'm going to tell you the truth. A woman that has been quote unquote saved, number one, it's not your job to save her. Number two, if she's really been saved, quote unquote, she wouldn't have come out in the first place and told you she was saved. That's already a red flag. Either her coming out telling you that she was saved, or that not that it's a bad thing for her to say that she belongs to Christ or that she belongs to God, but you have to understand in the world we live in, a lot of people try to use Bible verses to manipulate things into their favor. They don't really know how to interpret Bible verses. If they listen to a Bible verse, they'll try to interpret, especially women I'm talking about. And they'll try to interpret it into a way that they believe is best for them to fit their narrative, to fit their story. And will continue to use it as a way to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But you as a man have to pick up on that. You as a man have to be able to read the signs. You as a man have to really be able to tell yourself, I'm not going to deal with this type of chick. Right? That is the reality of the situation. It's completely up to you to determine how you're going to move forward. Number 3, teachers, right? Some might say, why are teachers in this category? Teachers are not that much different from nurses and doctors, right? The thing that they all have in common is that they're all career women. So they're also gonna carry that mantra of being strong and independent. I don't need a man, but if I have a man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say, for instance, you're dating a teacher and your child is in the same school that the teacher's teaching in. Do you know that that's literally a conflict of interest? Some people might ask, what's conflict of interest? That can literally affect your child going to that school in a negative way, especially if things fall out between you and that teacher, right? If you have a child with another woman, it's one thing. If you have a child with another woman and you're dating a teacher that goes to the same school as your child, you're putting your child in big jeopardy to fail that woman's class, especially if she's the child's teacher, or to say anything negative, or to defame that child. You know what I'm saying? Defamation of character. There are so many negative things that come with dating career women. There are so many negative things that come with dating stay-at-home moms. There are so many negative things that come with dealing with women that are choosing careers over choosing being feminine, submissive women. Now, this is my thing, right? We broke down the 3 examples, but I would say, I'll be real. Out of all of these 3 examples that I just gave, based off of what the woman said earlier in the video that we watched, I would prefer to deal with the stay-at-home mom. Why? Because the thing you have to understand is that the stay-at-home mom is not a career woman. So she's not as bad You know what I'm saying? She's not as bad. With the stay-at-home mom, to an extent, you can kind of, as a man, mold her into the way that you want her to be for your life or for both of your lives. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not trying to make it seem like it's only about us men. Women as well too. They definitely have a stay. They definitely are important, and I think they should also be cherished. But with that being said, it's going to be hard for us as men to cherish women if we don't put ourselves first. If we don't level up to be able to become the men that y'all want us to be, right? Or that y'all are looking for. Not that y'all want us to be, but that men that y'all are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking for the six figures or more, all the cars, the chains on our neck. You know what I'm saying? We have to level up. It's a process. It's not easy. Now, for us to get there, we have to level up. You know what I'm saying? But with the stay-at-home mom, at least it's a situation that she's more likely than not going to be cooking for you, cleaning for you, showing you love. Now it's up to you as the man to determine whether you're going to show her that love. Because if you as a man, you don't show her that love, it's going to be very, very hard for her to stay. It's going to be very, very hard for her to be able to do the things that she would have wanted to do in the first place because you're not showing her that love. You're not showing her that kindness. You're not taking her out on dates, right? Especially if she's worked for it. She's cooking for you all the time, cleaning for you, showing you love. You feel what I'm saying? You're not doing the things necessary to be able to keep her. Now, I'm going to be real. For all my guys listening out there, for all my women listening out there is no problem if you are taking your women out on dates, if you're traveling the world with her, if you're buying her bags and necklaces, if she's earned it. Just the same way she earns a college degree because she's doing the work. She has to earn your favor by showing you that she genuinely cares about you and she wants to be with you and only you. If she's not doing that, bro, don't buy her those things. Don't take her out. She's not for you. If you're in a relationship with a woman right now and she's not willing to delete her Instagram, especially if she's posting revealing pictures, you need to cut her off right now. Will Keybucks told you that. You feel what I'm saying? Cut her off right now. We're not playing that in 2022. Because the reality of the situation is that we have to realize that most women want to be on the market while being cuffed at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose what you want to do. And you got to be willing to accept it at the same time as well, too. That is the reality. I'm not going to cap to you. This is the woke family. We speak the truth and we stand on the truth. You feel what I'm saying? That is the reality. Now, if you don't like it, you can go. But if you like it, you can stay here with us. For what I'm saying, we're going to speak the truth and we stand on the truth. So, listen, woke family, let's use this as a learning experience to continue to self-improve, to continue to get better, and to continue to become the people that God has called us to become. You feel what I'm saying? There's so many things that are going on in the world right now that are causing us to become separated and to become apart. But one thing we have to realize is that, especially when it comes to us as men, if we do not learn how to vet the women that we're dealing with properly, we're going to end up putting ourselves in a position of success or failure, not success. We're going to put ourselves in a position of failure and in a position of sadness. Because a lot of men suffer in silence. Women, same thing apply to you. If you're not I'm telling you right now, because women, you choose first. We as men choose second. Let me say that again. Y'all choose first. We choose second. Y'all choose first. We choose second. If y'all are not making the right decisions when it comes to a long-term life partner, you're going to suffer the consequences because you're going to have multiple baby daddies, right? God forbid, but you're going to have multiple baby daddies and you're not going to be able to pair bond with the man that you're going to be with long-term. If you even find a man that wants to be with you long-term. Learn these things now, men and women, in order to be able to become the best version of yourself. If you understand, it's because you're woke. If you don't understand, you're not woke. This is going to be in this live stream. If you like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this live stream with your friends, subscribe to the channel at WokeEbucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and some with social media links. So make sure you go give those a check, you feel what I'm saying. Snapchat is ALEXCHUKWUEBUKA. ALEXCHUKWUEBUKA. Instagram is ebucks.860, ebucks.860, ebuks.860, ebuks.860. Make sure you go follow, add me, you feel what I'm saying? We're gonna get lit on there, you feel what I'm saying? But without further ado, it's coming in this live stream. This is Woke Ebucks, and I'm out, man.